Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. Slightly windy day today, so I apologize if you hear a lot of wind noise going on today. They have striped the roads. Cars are going around these cones. We're gonna have to go around it too because I'm not gonna stripe my wheels. All right, well, let us do it. Yeah, they put new striping on the roads, so they don't want people to run it over. All right, so anyway, what am I riding today? I am riding the Himiway A3. The A3, yeah, what a nice bike. This thing is so quiet. Mrs. Wright and I decided to go grocery shopping today. She took this thing out, and I took the U-Free Stellar Falcon step-through model. Then we switched bikes. Yeah, so I'm on the A3 right now. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, this one's striped too, but it doesn't have the markings. It must have dried out already. Let's just stop here. Yeah, this makes it tough for everybody. Nobody knows what to do. Cars trying to go around it as well. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I figured we'd talk about range and range anxiety. Yeah, I had a question come up recently asking me for my advice about a bike that would give him more range. So that immediately got me thinking. I said, range, huh? Is there a bike that gives you more range? I want to talk a little bit about, not specifically a bike, but how to get range more in general. I figured that might be more beneficial for more people. I'll answer his questions as well, but I figured I'd make a video so everybody gets a benefit of it. So here's the thing with range, okay? The one thing that I hear a lot is when people say that they cannot get the range that the manufacturers tell them. Yeah, let me just say this. You're never going to get the range that the manufacturers tell you. unless you weigh like 120 pounds. Unless you weigh like 120 pounds and you ride on flat ground and you pedal all the way wherever you're riding. You don't stop a whole lot. You're on pedal assist level 1. And you have a full battery, okay? Then, and only then, might you get the range that the manufacturers specify on their bikes. Well, we know most of us don't weigh 120 pounds. Some people do, but most of us don't, probably. I know I don't. And so, yeah, it's impossible for me to get that kind of range. It'll never happen. Let's take a right over here. So if you want more range, that kind of tells you a couple things, right? Just from looking at how the manufacturers specify it. If you want more range, lose a bunch of weight. That's the first thing. And I have noticed that that does improve your range because, as you know, I lost some weight this year. I dropped currently 36 pounds down. It keeps going up and down between 35 and 37. I told you guys that. Doesn't seem to go any further though, sadly. Lose some weight. Secondly, pedal more. Don't throttle as much like me. Pedal more. And keep your pedal assist levels down. So if you can do that, you're going to get some range. Okay. Now, knowing that that's not always possible for everybody, how else can you get some range? Well, first off, don't load down your bike with things that you don't need, right? So if you're going around carrying watermelons in the back of your rack like me, you're not going to get range. Yeah, I fell off my bike because of that watermelon. Told you guys that. That's another story, okay? Yeah, don't carry extra weight if you don't have to. Okay. What else can you do? Well, if you want more range, you could get a bike that has more battery, right? And by more battery, I mean one that has an amp hour rating that's higher. So let's say you're looking at two bikes, okay? And you've got one bike that'll have 15 amp hours of battery. The other one says it's got 20 amp hours of battery. Well, the 20 amp hour battery is going to give you more range. It's got more juice in there. Keep you going. What about the other specifications? Hold on a second here. This must be lawn cutting day. It's kind of noisy when that happens. What about some of the other specifications? Well, yeah, it does make a difference. If your motor is rated to 500 watts and another motor is rated at 750, I tend to think that 500 watt motor will essentially give you more range. Okay, now I have to clarify this now, okay? Not that the 750 can't, but the thing is that a lot of times people have bikes that have larger wattages on their motor rating might have a tendency to ride a little bit quicker. Well, when you do that, you're going to get into your range. Yeah. Which brings me to another point. Don't go so fast, okay? Don't ride so fast. Ride slower. If you ride slower, you're going to get more range. It's true. You will get more range if you don't ride quick. Pedal all the time, don't go real fast. All right, and use a lower pedal assist level. That'll get you more range. So, to give you an example of what I mean, you might know that I've gone on the Botanic Garden ride several times where I've taken my bike and gone to the Botanic Garden. Let's take the bike path here. I was able to make it there and back with my older Rad Rover 5 because it is a 750 watt motor, so they claim. But many of us feel that it was actually a 500 watt motor that peaked at 750. But that's not the official word from Rad, but that's what a lot of us feel. It could very well be that. I mean, that's okay. It's no real big deal. But because of that, I was able to do more distance on my batteries than bikes that had a 750 watt motor that peaked at maybe 1100. You see what I'm saying? Because the tendency is you want to, oh man. Yeah, look at what they did to the bike path here. They put a big hole there for us that we got to go around it. All right, well, we'll go around it. Yeah, big dropout over there. So the tendency is to ride a little faster, a little harder, and that of course eats up your range, and then you can't make it there and make it back. But I was able to do it on the Rad Rover 5 because that thing really didn't have as big of a motor as you think it might have had. So what else can you do? You can carry a second battery. That'll give you more range. But that's not the same thing, right? That's like, well, my bike is only supposed to do this much, and now I've got a second battery I have to carry and everything. Oh man, they're cutting up this thing too. Man, this whole place is all hacked up. This one's hacked up too. Okay, well, I'm not going to ride over this thing. I'm going to have to walk it. This is a little too much to do here. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see it. I think my GoPro's a little high. Oh, the guy's waiting for me. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I never had to walk across this thing, but I had to because they've kind of hacked up the road. They're doing repairs. All right, let's get back on. They're doing repairs. I didn't know that they were doing repairs. So, okay, yeah, it's making me lose my train of thought. Hate that. All right, so second battery, right? You could carry a second battery. If you carry a second battery, you're going to get more range. But now you've got the weight of a second battery, and how are you going to carry that second battery? You know, a lot of us have rear racks on our bikes, but you know, it's not that easy to carry it. The batteries are heavy, they're long. What I ended up doing is I bought myself, it's kind of a toolbox, right? It's a toolbox, but long enough of a toolbox. Oh man, they've cut up every single one of these things. We got to get off of this. This is like really getting out of control here. All right, let's get off of this altogether. They've hacked up our roads. All right, let's just get over this thing and get back on the street. I figured the bike path would be easier to do and talk, but apparently not. There's a lot of road construction here, a lot of sidewalk construction, it looks like. So I bought this toolbox. And made sure it was long enough that it'll fit the majority of my batteries. And so I can carry actually 2 batteries in that toolbox if I wanted to. But the problem with the thing is it's the weight. The weight. As you know, when I had my cargo bike and I was riding it with a watermelon in the back, had to make a fast stop and everything started tilting to the right. Well, it kind of pulled me down. I was not expecting that kind of weight in the back end. Same thing would happen as if you carried a second battery. It's extra weight in the back. And so you got to be aware that if you do that, it could pull you down if it tilts to one side. So, but would it give you more range? And yeah, absolutely would. A second battery would give you more range. Or you could find another bike that has 2 batteries on it, right? Like I have a couple bikes that are like that. My my one cargo bike has dual batteries. My beach cruiser has 2 batteries. It has one in the basket, and it has one in the basket and one in the rear rack. So it's designed with it. But I'll tell you, that bike with the front basket battery, that feels kind of funny too. It's kind of heavy, yeah. So hold on. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on today. So the thing is that, you know, bikes that have double batteries will eventually get on your nerves a little bit because of the added weight that it has. But can you get more range because of it? Absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely do that. There's other bikes that have dual batteries for different purposes. Okay, they're not really trying to extend your range, but they may give you more so that you can go faster. The wired bike comes to mind for that. If you unlock that bike, you're probably going to need that second battery, because if you're going that fast, it's going to eat up a lot of power and you're going to need that second battery. But let's say you took something like that wired bike, you didn't unlock it. Let's say you left it at class 2 classification and left it at 20 miles per hour. Let's say you throttle very little on that bike too. Let's say you pedal that whole thing, you got the double battery with you. That's going to get you more range, okay? So for that person who asked me about which bikes do I consider that'll give me more range, yeah, you might want to look into that. You know, something like that bike, just don't unlock it. Keep it at class 2 and use that second battery for the purpose of range. It doesn't have to be that bike. It could be any bike that has double battery system. You know, just use that second battery for range. I'll tell you, range anxiety is definitely there. I mean, for me, I always wonder about how much range I'm going to get. And before I go on any long trip, I always try to do some calculations and try to figure out how many miles is it going to take me to get there and back. And if I'm riding around that area, how many miles I'm going to be adding there. So I always wonder, can I make it there? Can I make it back? That's always a question. All right, here's the guys that are striping the roads. So I don't know what they've striped and what they haven't striped at this point. Whether we can go over this or not. Let's stop here for a second here. I'm gonna go around here. Today is not a good day for bike riding, I tell you. Everything is in my way. So that's basically what I wanted to say about range. It's a concern. There's ways around it, but you have to make certain concessions to get it. You either gotta lose weight, add battery, check your power level, pedal a little more. Don't use high pedal assist levels, use a lower pedal assist level. All that kind of thing, right? Then you're gonna get more range. Yeah, we gotta go around everything here. Hey, what do you guys think about this new camera mount? It's higher up on the handlebar, higher up so that the handlebar doesn't get in there. I personally think you should see some of the handlebar. That's my personal feeling on it. Otherwise, it doesn't feel like you're actually riding a bike. It seems like you're just seeing a forward view. Now, this particular bike, the A3, doesn't... Gotta make a stop here. Hi. Here's what I'm gonna do for you. Hold on a second. Let's see what we got. Okay, here's what I got. Here's $5 for you.
We'll go get some.
Nope, you can keep it. That's for being a good kid and trying to get some stuff going. I don't want any of your stuff either.
You don't want lemonade?
No, can't have it.
No, thank you.
But yeah, have a good day. Have fun. Okay, see ya. Okay, so we did our good deed for today. Stopped at a lemonade stand. Gave the kid $5. Didn't take any of their stuff. Now, why didn't I take any of their stuff? I'm diabetic. I can't take any of their stuff. Lemonade would kill me. So all the other sugary things that they were selling. But I always like encouraging the kids. They were making an effort. They were doing it in front of their house. Which I tell you is a tough thing to do because people don't see them there. If they want to do more, go to the park or something like that to get more people. All right. Look at all this stuff. Everything's all hacked up here. So that's what I have to tell you as far as getting range. Yeah. Get more battery, pedal more, do this, do that. You'll get more range. Yeah. Not every bike tells you the truth either. You know, the companies will say, you know, you're going to get this much range, you're going to get all this. Yeah, a lot of us actually split that in half. Yeah, if the company tells you you're going to get 60 miles out of that bike, figure about 30. Yeah, figure about 30. I think that'd be more realistic. If they tell you it's 40 miles an hour, 40 miles you can get, figure about 20. Yeah, don't blame the companies. They are telling you the truth. What they're not telling you is that there's conditions that get you to that level, and a lot of us just aren't built that way or want to ride that way to get that kind of range. So, alrighty, that's about all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to take the bike out one more time after the ride with Mrs. Wright, and then And then also to let you guys know what I thought about this whole concept of range. Hopefully some of that information helped you a little bit. Things for you to think about as you're riding your bike. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.